Today we will talk about the core myth of werewolves. The mythology folklore stems from the same place where the witch legends came from the need to explain an inexplicable phenomena. And this unknown was the disease called congenital hypertrichosis.
And there's only been 50 documented cases of this condition in recorded history, and 30 of them are in this one Mexican family. So essentially, they're sort of the hairiest family in human history.
Better known as clinical lycanthropy or werewolf syndrome. It is a genetic disease which was attributed in the past as a sign of being a werewolf. The disease is incredibly rare and often hereditary. The causes are not known. Most possibly, it is a genetic component of a family.
It's harder for the women than for the men because it's less socially acceptable for women to be very hairy. For the men, some of them are even considered virile and tend to have a lot of girlfriends. But for the women, it's very hard. Most of them live with their children and have been abandoned by sort of the non-hairy partners that fathered their children.
In an age of genome science, is there a treatment?
There's not, and a lot of scientists studied them when they were young. They were particularly interested in finding what causes this excessive hairiness because they wanted to find a cure for alopecia, for baldness. They know how hypertrichosis works. It's an atavism, which means it's a gene that's laid dormant for a very long time, which suddenly resurfaces. They understand how it's being passed on in the family, but they don't really know how to turn it on or off.
While the whole Gandelin family was executed in France for being a werewolf. The genetic and hereditary part can be proved by studying the case of Amber's family. They all lived in 16th century and almost all the family suffered from werewolf syndrome. Another most recent case is Savita Karande, born in 2014. The father, daughters and granddaughter all suffered from the congenital hypertrichosis. The clinical lycanthropy was considered an illness, not a possession of soul, as shown in the Bible. The mood swings were not supernatural and were caused by drug use and mood swings. The physicians were on the right path, yet the witch hysteria of 16th and 17th century impaired the development of disease studies. It became a sign of devil's mark and fueled the fear of unknown. Werewolf hunts started and caused harm to many people, forcing them into hiding, sometimes in forests or caves, thus creating the image of a hairy beast living in the forest. There is a story of Antoine Leger, a man who was admitted to French asylum in 1824 for werewolf crimes. He claimed that his crimes were not because of him, but due to being a werewolf. He claimed that he transformed involuntarily into a beast with sharp fangs and a strong hairy body. It is claimed that he had problems eating normal food and asked for raw rotten meat. Eventually he was sentenced to death and found with a mental disorder, most probably the later, as the autopsy detected some brain anomalies. To summarize, werewolf myths came from maybe ancient Greece and most likely were created to explain the inexplicable phenomena, congenital hyper disorder or mental disorders. Do find more information in. Thank you for watching my video. Do like and subscribe, and please do watch more videos because we need more views and likes from you. Thank you.